In this video, I'm gonna share with you guys how I do a two-stage or a two-step polish on this red BMW. Now, let's get straight into it. What's going on? So glad you're here and welcome back to the Wilson Auto Detailing community. If you're a professional auto detailer who wants to become more successful and profitable in your business, or just a car enthusiast who wants to improve your detailing ability, then definitely consider hitting that big red subscribe button right below this video. So as I said, I'm on location right now doing a two-stage polish, and for those of you who are beginners or you just don't know what that means, I will break it down very simply. Basically, instead of going around one time the car with just one single polish, you're going around twice. That's probably the most simplistic way to put it. You're not just using a finishing polish, you're using a cutting polish first, and then on your second pass use a finishing polish. And so kind of the point of that is just that you're able to remove more swirl marks, maybe more of the fine scratches. The more aggressive the polish, the more swirls, the deeper scratches it's going to remove, as long as they're not, you know, beneath the clear coat at a significant level. And so right now I am actually testing out two new polishes that I've never used before, or I've used a couple times, but never at this level. And they're by Showcar. So Showcar is a company that has some really great products. They don't pay me, they're not sponsoring this, though they probably should. But here's their polishes, and I wanted to show you guys, this is their body shop safe polishing compound. It's called Power Bright, and I'll read you guys the directions. It says recommended applications. It's recommended to remove wet sand scratches from all refinished or factory paints. May also be used to remove oxidation and to brighten colors. So basically what I'm doing with this car right now is I'm not trying to remove any sort of sanding marks or anything like that because I haven't wet sanded, but I am trying to remove some of the oxidation, some of the dulling that has happened. So I'm actually going to take you guys around the car, but before I do that, I forgot to take you to kind of like do this video before I started polishing. So here are some pictures of the paint beforehand that I took with an LED flashlight. So check out, you guys can see in these pictures that there are a ton of swirls, there's a ton of scratches. It's very obvious that this paint is not in very good condition and it needs some polishing, and the polishing will not take out all those swirls, but it will certainly improve the dullness, it'll improve the paint. So here is the paint that I'm working on. I have already polished the hood, and I've actually already polished this entire side, so I hate that you guys can't see the before, but I will go ahead and show you guys. You can see in the camera here, this is the top of the trunk. There are still a lot of swirls. Now this is only after the first stage polish, so this is the aggressive polish that I'm using, the Power Bright, that is used to remove oxidation, fine swirls, everything. So this is the first stage of the two-step polish, and there's still many swirl marks because once again this paint is like 15 years old. It's never been maintained, none of that. I polished this whole part, but I have not polished the driver's side. So even though this is in the shade, so that probably doesn't help at all either because you can't really tell all the imperfections, but I have not polished the driver's door and I have not polished the fender, the front fender here. So I'm gonna go ahead and polish this side and this side, but check out all of these kind of imperfections that are here that are not gonna come out. You know, you have dents here, you have certain things below the tires that there's so many rock chips, so many scratches, so many kind of etchings that are deep below the clear coat. There's a scratch right here. So once again, this job is not to perfect anything. This is just to demonstrate how a two-step polish works and kind of show you guys these two new polishes that I like. So here's another rock chip. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and polish this door, the driver's side door and the front fender, and then I'll show you guys. We'll go around the whole car and see an after picture of the first step of the two-stage polish. So for this front fender, I want to just bring you guys in. By the way, I'm using this Chemical Guys Heavy Cutting Hexalogic Foam Pad. It's their yellow pad. I'll hook it up in the description box below. You can get it on Amazon. I use this pad a lot. I've been using it a lot the past like 60 days probably because I'm just really liking this like Hexalogic series. I like the way it moves the polish around, but I'm just doing some more experimentation with this pad in particular. So I just want to show you guys how much polish I'm using because so many guys overestimate how much polish you need. It's like kind of scary. So I'm gonna go ahead and just do a couple little dots all the way around just like that. No more than that. So that's like barely any right there, okay? Not much polish at all, but that's more than enough to get really this entire fender done, like up here, down here, everything. So As I'm doing this in this two-stage polish, I am using about medium pressure when I'm pushing on the paint and I'm letting the polish and the DA do the work. I'm using about medium pressure. And then as the polish begins to dry, as it's being worked into the paint, I let up and I go over the whole panel again with very, very light pressure. So I start probably about 3 to 4 pounds of pressure pushing down. And then after I've let that polish and the DA kind of work it in, do all the work for me, I go and I let up a whole lot. I let that light, that light pressure kind of move it all over the paint, no problem. And I know you can't pick it up in the camera, but this is what it looks like. And now something that I've noticed with this specific show car like heavier abrading polish, it is very easy to wipe off the paint. So check this out. I'm barely putting any pressure. So I want you guys to see how easy this is, okay? I'm gonna go real slow so you guys can see barely any pressure going all around the panels, okay? Just like this that I just finished, all the way down to the very bottom. I'll flip my towel, give it just a real quick go around like that. And check it out. The polish is totally removed, completely removed. Looks really fancy. Like the paint is just really getting that bright red luster back, removing some of those fine swirls. So, but once again, there's no polish. It was very, very easy to remove, and I am working in the direct sunlight like I normally do. So I'm gonna go ahead and take you guys around the whole car because I've officially done the first part of this two-stage polish job, this two-step polish. So the paint is looking really fantastic so far, right? So looking really good. The sun's not directly out. I think it's behind a cloud. You might be able to see it better if the sun was out, but see the cherry red coming back. It's like looking fantastic. Of course, not all the swirls are removed. Of course, you still have imperfections that are beneath the clear coat, beneath the paint. But once again, I'm not going for perfection. This car was never maintained, but check out that reflection. It just looks awesome. The paint is starting to shine again. So now what I'm going to do is I'm now going to switch to the second stage of this polishing job, and I'm still using Show Car's polish. This is Show Car. It's called Renew It, okay? And I'll read you what it says. It says high gloss polish, and the directions say the features. It says right here, outstanding for black, red, metallic, and dark colors, cleans and smooths out the surface, removes light to medium oxidation, high gloss brightener for hand or machine application. Now these two polishes that I'm using are not necessarily like, you don't have to use them together. You could use like Meguiar's 105, Meguiar's 205. You could use one or the other of these products, but because I know what the nature of that polish does, I know I can use it before this application and get really kind of better results than I would just using that alone or this alone. And so that's kind of how I'm doing another kind of like experimentation with this two-stage polish. You guys know I love to experiment, so that's kind of what I'm doing today. But basically, guys, I'm gonna use that, and I'm gonna use it in conjunction with the Griot's Garage finishing pad, I believe this is called. It's got about 1 inch to 1.5 inches of a foam interface, and it's microfiber right here, and it's super soft, kind of fine microfiber. So this is a really good finishing pad. It's going to really bring that gloss back. I'm gonna put my DA anywhere from about the speed range, about 4 to 6, depending on kind of what panel I'm working on. I might change it up a little bit and see kind of how the polish and the pad reacts with different speeds and things like that. But basically, this is gonna be, I'm using this as a finishing polish, though it's not necessarily considered a finishing polish. I'm going to be using it as that today with this pad. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit the whole car once again with this polish, this pad, and then I will bring you guys in for the finished result. All right, guys, so I'm finished with the final two-stage. I finished the second stage. I went ahead and waxed it. I've done the windows, I've done the tires, all that. I'm gonna touch up the convertible top here. But check this out, I'm gonna take you guys all around. I want you guys to see how that paint really has come back to that original red, kind of vibrant luster. And yes, a ton of the swirls and the scratches are removed and things like that. But of course, with year-old paint like this, you still have a ton of imperfections. So there are just rock chips hammered all over the front here. There's a ton ton. And so there's nothing that can be done about that other than touching it up or getting it repainted, all that sort of stuff. So outside of really my scope of practice, but check out that paint. So after that second stage, that second polish, it just looks fantastic. So we'll go all the way around to the back. The windows look great too there. Of course, there's imperfections. There's, again, this car is like 15 years old, and so that's super expected. But once again, the sun's kind of going down now because I've been here pretty much all day, but that paint looks just absolutely flawless in the shade. In the sun, you'll definitely see some of those imperfections, but it's so dramatically improved that I am myself kind of shocked. I did not expect it to come out this good, but I'll back up, give you guys kind of a full view. Really, really looks fantastic. I know my customer is going to be super, super pleased. So these two polishes from Show Car are really, really awesome. Once again, I don't get a commission from you buying these. I don't get, this video is not sponsored by them, but I've just been testing out these two polishes in particular, and they're both really giving awesome results. I don't know that they're both supposed to be used together, like from the directions necessarily, but I did, of course, use them together today. I was kind of experimenting, seeing how they reacted as using them as kind of a two-stage polish. So anyways, guys, I will hook up links to both of those products in the description box below. Once again, I don't get a commission, but if you'd like to check them out, then I'll hook up links to their website below. If you want to get the pads that I used today, meaning the Hexalogic yellow heavy cutting pad or the Griot's Garage finishing foam and microfiber pad, or you want to check out the Griot's Garage 6-inch dual action random orbital polisher that I use, which is amazing. I'll hook up links to all those things in the description box. If you buy any of those three things, I do get a commission from Amazon. And so if you want to buy any of those, definitely use my links, because it does give this channel a very small commission, but it helps this channel stay alive so I can continue to give out awesome content on a daily basis just like this. And just as a quick side note, when I was using the Griot's Garage 6-inch to finish the car with the finishing polish, I did the same exact strategy. I did heavy pressure at first, and then I went ahead and did light pressure and went over it. So I did it at about a 4 speed of heavy pressure when I was doing the finishing polish, and then I bumped it up to a level 6 speed, and I went very lightly, and I just worked that polish in very quickly rather than going slowly like the first time. So that's just a quick side note strategy. Of course, if you like this video, make sure to hit the thumbs up button, and if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, hook up all that stuff in the YouTube comments below, because I always read those, and I'm sure to get back to you guys as fast as I can. And if you're new here, then definitely consider subscribing, because I come out with daily videos just like this on products, tools, strategies, communication skills, business skills, and so much more, all in an effort to help the pro detailers become more successful and profitable in your businesses. And on this channel, I share the exact strategies that allowed me to take my auto detailing business into a full-time income with only part-time hours. So if you're interested in that, definitely consider subscribing. Once again, thank you guys so much for being so involved here, and as always, from Luke here at Wilson Auto Detailing, keep working hard, and I'll see you guys in the next video.